It is 2017, and I am on the set with the first lady of sports talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith, joined by the Shimmy Shake girls over here. And first lady of sports talk, I am just so happy that we are into 2017. I suspect we're going to have some good times. How you feeling, First Lady?
Oh, I was feeling real well. Happy New Year's to everybody. Yes, 2017. Let's get it rocking.
Oh yeah, it's going. I am sure that we're gonna have some interesting things. Cause in the world of sports, First Lady, people be doing stuff. Sometimes it's stuff we could laugh at. Other times, I don't know. I don't know about some of these guys. But before we start, we got a new. We kicking off the show with our old school salute to the comedy legends. So we're going to see if you can, before we get into the sports, and I know you're itching and scratching, let's see if we can get your giggle on. Check it out.
In traveling, lots of unusual things happen in traveling. A few weeks ago, I'm riding a train between New York and Washington. When I boarded the train, the first thoughts, front of my seat, get settled and relaxed. Once I got settled, I glanced across the aisle and I noticed the woman occupying the seat there had a baby with her. Ugly baby. Bad-looking baby. I don't want to make it clear that generally I'd be reluctant to express an opinion of someone's kid. But I know an ugly baby when I see it. And I had only glimpsed it. Quick look. And this fella enters the coach. He's half smashed. When he gets to the section where the woman is with the baby, he stops and he's staring. And the lady's watching him. She heard him when he said to himself, "Damn." And the lady said, "What are you looking at?" The guy said, "I'm looking at that ugly baby." "That's a bad-looking baby, lady. That's a hell of a kid you got here. I bet you save a lot of money with that baby. You don't have to hire a babysitter. No one's going to bother that kid." The woman took this as an offense. She pulled an emergency cord, the train stops at the big scene, the conductor comes running in. "So what's going on here? What's going on here?" The lady said, "This fellow just insulted me. I don't have to spend my money to ride this railroad and be insulted." The conductor says, "Now calm down." He said, "Madam," he said, "the railroad will go to any extent to avoid having differences between the passengers. So perhaps it would be more to your convenience if we were to rearrange your seating. And as a small compensation from the railroad, if you'll accompany me to the dining car, we'll give you a free meal. And maybe we'll find a banana for your monkey."
All right, that was our old school giggle to get you kicked off this morning. How did you like that old school giggle, Miss First Lady?
That sounded like Flip Wilson, right? That is really old school.
Yeah, we're supposed to leave them guessing. We're supposed to leave them guessing.
Okay.
But I will say that that is old school. That is Flip Wilson. And it was still funny. Well, my man said, "Damn." It's all over at that point. It's like, oh, no. All right. Okay, First Lady, we are ready. What you saying?
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie, formerly known as Pac-Man, wishes he could fly far, far away from an incident likely to end his playing career. It appears This has been a stellar year for the NFL police blotter. There has not been not one player arrested for beating his girlfriend, wife, or female in a bar. Did the message get out? Adam Jones has kept his name out of the news until this last incident. Is it only a big deal because of it's him? Does he have enough skills for this to be ignored? Does he have a problem, or he is just unlucky? Does the NFLPA need to negotiate a better CBA deal regarding the drug policy? The NFLPA, Freddie the Roach, Pete Rozelle, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, let's just get to let's get some details. Adam Pac-Man Jones was accused of poking a hotel security guard in the eye. He then proceeded to refuse to stop when ordered, and it was accused of refusing to enter into the police car. He was kicking and headbutting. This is what allegedly happened. Then later that night, when he was arrested, he spat on a nurse in the jail, according to complaints. Wow. So Jones was arrested on misdemeanor counts of assault, disorderly conduct, and obstructing official business, and a felony for harassing a member of the medical staff in the Justice Center with bodily substance. Now, how can we forget Jones, 33 years old? You know, he's been playing real well for the Bengals for the past few years. He really hasn't, like you said, he hasn't been in any trouble for a long time. The last time he was in really serious trouble was in 2013, but he was not found guilty of assaulting a man in a bar. Then in 2011, he pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. So we all know that Pac-Man Jones has been in some problems, and he has a a plethora of legal situations. Matter of fact, he had so many run-ins that they suspended him in 2007 and 2008, for the half of the season for 2008, for all of his criminal incidents. So the question is, this latest incident, is it because of who Pac-Man is? No, I don't think it's because of who Pac-Man is. I just think Pac-Man has anger management problems. I don't think the situation was blown out of proportion. I mean, when you poke somebody in the eye, I mean, come on now. I mean, something happened at the hotel. I mean, we really can't get any further details. But then when the police arrive on the scene, you need to act reasonable and just get arrested. But he was upset because the police wouldn't allow him to give his side of the story. It doesn't matter. Somebody called it in. You needed to heed to whatever the police was saying and just get into the police car. You try to headbutt the police? Come on, Pac-Man. There's something wrong with him. I mean, I don't think there's any drugs involved. I don't think I've ever heard of incidents with Pac-Man and drugs. Maybe he does smoke weed. I don't know. Because sometimes it seems like if you're doing things like that, you must be taking something, or you're just a anger person. I mean, to be honest.
I don't know. He might need to smoke weed because then he'd mellow out and just.
He'd mellow out.
He needs some serious mellow out stuff. Just looking at it,
Yeah. So the bottom line is, Pac-Man Jones has an anger management problem. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cincinnati Bengals release him. However, he still had a great year this past year. And he, like I said, he has been a model citizen, but he's 33 years old. So I'm not sure what the extent of his contract is, but I wouldn't be surprised if they release him. Now, regarding the situation with the drug policy, they need to revamp the drug policy, and they need to test more during the season because, believe it or not, players who've never had issues with violations, they're only tested once a year, And players, and that's an interesting thing, if you are on a drug protocol and you have an issue, they get tested between April and August, and they know exactly when they are being tested. They're given a 3-hour warning before they're being tested. So they know the time frame, but it's still amazing how they still have issues. And what they do, they don't go for the test. I think that just recently happened with the Cowboys, Gregory. He failed to show up for a test because he knew his urine would be dirty. So, I mean, it is ridiculous. So I do think they need to test more during the regular season, and it needs to be. They don't need to know when the testing is going to happen. It needs to be random testing. So I definitely think they need to change the drug policy. Spitface, what do you think about this situation and the Mr. Pac-Man?
I'm looking at Adam, and I'm going. I got a sad feeling. I hate to start out the new year with a sad feeling, but I got a sad feeling that he done been dropped on his head too many times. Now in the NFL, that's a bad thing because the brain injury situation. Now I'm saying I got a bad feeling that this don't end well for Mr. Adam. I don't wish that on him. I don't want nothing to happen to him. But something like I said, it ain't been no drug issue. He got issues. And those hits to the helmet, I don't know. We may have to find out, after they, do the study. And when they do the study.
Well, they won't be able to do the study until after he's deceased. So that's the
like I said, when they do the study after that was my point. After he's deceased. Okay. So I'm going Adam Jones. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. And at 33, they ain't tolerating no nonsense no more. You are not a number one. Now, you good. You are but see, a lot of good NFL players is out of here. Because there are other good NFL players. And he ain't in no situation where he like Stella, So, made you some money, but please go get you some medical testing on that man. Now if it's just that you just got some basic, because for 4 years, 4 years you kind of kept your nose clean. You may have issues, and you might have blew up. Okay, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt after 4 years, but check out that brain thing. Now I'm looking at the NFLPA need to really negotiate a better drug policy and let these athletes take all the drugs they want. Why are they persecuting the men? They running out, smashing each other running into each other at high velocity, taking tolls on their body, their mind, and sacrifice so that we could throw our hands up in the air and go, yay. And we want to deny them. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Let them smoke the weed, huh? Let them smoke the weed.
Wrong. Let them do all the drugs. Get them have some steroids. Get whatever you need to get on up out there.
That's
and then
the integrity of the game.
And then the ones who, it's just like the organic eating folks and the vegetarians. Hey, all right, hey, we can all compete. We all can come to the table. All right. Okay, voice lady. Let's moving along.
Yes, let's move along. But look, before we move along, all I'm going to say is if Marvin Lewis can stay another year, hell, Pac-Man can stay another year, okay? All right, let's move on.
I'm going to knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition, I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are not talking about Luz Acosta, Holly Mango, or Christine Gerard. We are talking about the boom knockout punch facing former Oklahoma running back Joe Mixon and his chances of having an NFL career. Now, there used to be this old series, and they had the little guy, and he would shout out, "The plane." In this situation, it's the tape. Now, unless you are President-elect Donald Trump, the tape matters. The tape showing Joe Mixon fractured, oh yes, I say it, fracturing the face of a young lady with a punch will have his draft stock dropped like a hot rock. Now, Tariq Hill, the Chiefs, who pleaded guilty to whooping his pregnant girlfriend's ass, is employed. Now, is the key difference? There was no video. It does make you wonder, are the players simply wising up? Are the teams simply being quick to cut? Is there a team that can take the heat when the video comes out after selecting Joe Mixon? Will the NFL be able to declare success in transforming the image regarding domestic abuse, especially the tolerance of acts committed by their players? Mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Dick Buckus, and Too Tall Jones are asking what you saying. First Lady, now the Oklahoma running back Joe Mixon, they got the tape. They got the tape, and they just waiting to drop it the minute he gets drafted. And it's like, dude, fractured a woman's jaw. But, the other part is I'm going, now look, I go fracturing anybody's jaw, anybody's face. Now, what kind of situations are you putting yourself in that it got to get to all of that, male or female? Oklahoma running back, you in college. And it ain't no mention of self-defense. Now that's a different story. This don't sound like you in the cell. This sound like you tripping. Now, Tyreek did get drafted. He is employed in the NFL, and he got convicted. He pleaded guilty. He did the thing. Now, I will say that he pleaded guilty. He did not deny the charge. And I'll say that there were acts of responsibility. Enough acts where, okay, a chance can be given. Now, Joe Mixon, I don't know. I have not checked his resume as a beater. That's right. I'm calling you, Joe Mixon, a beater. That's what you is, a beater. Now, Now, I don't. The NFL did have a good year because some of the extreme, whether it was on video or not, just was not in the news. Now, I'm going to have the production to check and see if none of them got locked up for domestic abuse this year. But so we're gonna have to verify that one. But you know what? But even the act that we got to verify, it was not big news. Because if it had been big news, Ray Rice, he'd have been all over it. And I think some of the teams are wising up, especially in Big D. Jerry Jones, you need to give your son a big old sloppy kiss. Because he done said, look, we cutting out this nonsense, all the, why we got to get all the ex-offenders, Turn them over to the church. Do something, But we're going to stop all these reclamation projects, if you want to get, I think the next reclamation project is going to be a player that can block who's in a system where they got 2 Pro Bowl starters in front of him. Let's reclaim that bad dude who he just can't break an all-pro lineup. All right, First Lady.
Well, Spitface, you must have been flying all over the place with Dizzy Mack on that bearskin rug because they already released the video. I saw the video of Vixen, and his own lawyers released the video in December. And I'm really thinking the reason why they released the video is because he has declared for the draft. So he wants to tell his side of the story. Now, there is no excuse for hitting a woman. However, this young lady actually, first of all, she shoved him, then she slapped him in the face. That's when he turned around and popped her in the eye and fractured her face in her eye socket. So, yeah, they had the video, but he released the video. Well, I'm not sure if he released it or why his lawyers released it, but I'm thinking the fact that they released it to show the teams what really went on. This is a point where you use a video maybe to justify what you did. Basically, that's what I'm seeing here. There's a reason why that video was released. Now, I don't need a video for Tyreek Hill because I don't care if there were a video or not. What he did was outright ridiculous, and it was a serious matter because he punched his girlfriend in the stomach while she was pregnant, and in addition, he strangled her. So he was trying not to have his baby born. And that reminds me of the Ray Caruth situation, and we know what happened to Ray Caruth's baby. But fortunately for Mr. Hill, his son was born very healthy. Now he has pleaded guilty and he actually got a deferred sentence, so that's why he's able to continue his career in the NFL. Now, Mixon, his stock will drop. However, though, because of the fact that I think he was trying to justify that video and the reason why he did what he did, somebody's going to pick him, and he's still going to be selected in the higher rounds because he is a top wide receiver. He's a very good wide receiver, and I really think that's the reason why he sent that video out. But we all know, when you have a video, the evidence of the video, for some reason, when you see the video, teams do change their mind. How could we forget about the Ray Rice incident? Because prior to that video being released, Ray Rice was only get two game suspension, and the team still kept her. After the video was released, that's when the Ravens got rid of Ray Rice. So, the video definitely makes a big difference of what's going on. Now, as far as the NFL and their image, they still got an image problem, and that's the reason why viewership is down this season. Now, everybody said it's because of the election. People weren't paying attention to the NFL. We'll see next year. But I have another take on why the NFL still has an image problem and why it's correlated to the fact that people are not watching football anymore. Remember, 50% of NFL fans that watched NFL games are females. So there's a possibility, the fact that all this domestic violence, females stopped watching the football games. And so they do still need to work with their image, especially when it comes to women. They need to make sure to show women that they are doing things, setting up these policies to deter these gentlemen from domestic violence, and they had to take a harder stance. So the policy, since this incident with the Ray Rice, they have what, you get 6 game suspension. So I mean, it's they still need to work on it. And I think in the eyes of females, they don't feel comfortable with the current image of the NFL. And so we'll see. Next year we'll tell the story. Because, like I said, they related it to the election. So we'll see what next year brings. But they still got to work on their image.
Yeah, I think that I do not agree with that assessment of the reduced viewership, because I have it that when you have teams that are not competitive, who the hell want to watch? So I'm going down. When you get teams like Cleveland, Chicago, San Francisco, the Panthers, people start turning off the television and going, look, let me look at Olympic ice skating. And I was aware that the tape was out, but do you want to be the team on draft day that the minute you say Joe Mixon, the video run, and because they go, well, you have to make up your own, man. All right, First Lady, take us to break.
The first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout out while the ladies are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLshop.com. Now, your hint is 200 pounds is nothing but a word. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Breath, Breathe, Spirit, and Life on the first part of Shout Out.
Music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Breath, Spirit, and Life.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we have Breath, Spirit, and Life with their album Flame On. All right, DJ, let's hear Don't Cry, Baby Girl.
Dry your tears, put your arms around me, girl, draw me near. It's not a good thing to keep looking back. Lift up your eyes, see who's walking by. Don't you cry, my baby girl, don't cry. Put your arms around me, look into my eyes. Hurts me so bad to see you this way. As I see teardrops fall, I can feel your pain. Don't you cry, baby, don't cry. Don't you cry, baby, don't cry. Oh, don't you cry, baby, don't cry. And if you say, feel this way, I'll stay with you forever and a day. enjoy our town. See us walking by. Don't you cry, baby, don't cry. Don't you cry, baby, don't cry. Don't you cry, baby, don't cry. And it hurts me so to see you this way. I'll stay with you forever and don't you cry, baby, don't cry. No, don't you cry, baby, don't cry. And it hurts to say, see you this way, I'll stay with you forever and don't cry. I just love you so. Let me dry your tears. You so there's no me without
Okay, that's Breath, Spirit, and Life with Don't Cry, Baby Girl. All right, let's go to Spitface. Spitface, what did you think of that track?
Well, looking at moon, wheat, and heaven, I liked the track. I thought it was a good track. It was nice and mellow, and that's the kind of track that I could throw on and have a nice cup of coffee and some pancakes and a little bacon, and look out over a nice little tropical scene. I liked it. I'm shouting it out.
You shouting it out? I'm gonna shout it out too. I like the song. Like you said, it was a nice mood song. The only criticism I'm going to have with the song, I thought it could have a little bit more words to the lyrics of the song. It seemed like I just kept hearing, "Don't you cry, baby, baby, don't you cry." But anyway, but his voice was very good. I like his voice, and But anyway, I'm going to shout it out.
I think they made it up because they had some nice little instrumentals, and I think they didn't want to overshadow the instrumentals with the singer, So I thought it was kind of bad because they had some nice little horns in there. They were doing their thing.
Yeah, no, the music was great. Like I said, I like the song. I just would have wanted to hear more of the singer because I liked his voice. All right. Well,
the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. Okay. Part 2 of the show, we'll have another performance from Breath, Spirit, and Life. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend. Is it time for Flip It?
They call him Flipper, Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
All right, it is time for Flip It, where our host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Now it's wild card weekend. It's wild. It's woolly. It's out there. They ready. They're hanging out. They looking. They hungry. They done made it. Somebody win or go home, or you might be home and stay home, but you ain't going in advance. Which would be the bigger upset? The Detroit Lions beating the Seattle Seahawks, or the guys with the double patch? They got a double patch. The Raiders used to have one patch over their eye. They got two patches. or the double patch Raiders beating the Houston Texans. We asked the panel to defend Raiders beating the Texans. First Lady, I had to look at this long and hard, and I'm looking at it, and part of me is like, oh well, we should, if the Raiders are all hobbled, and the Raiders are, they down in the quarterbacks, but the thing that that I look at more so is that the Raiders barely beat the Texans on a BS call. They should have checked the refs' wallets down in Mexico, because the Raiders know they stole that game from the Texans. So they weren't, they weren't, and that was with Derek Carr. That was with Derek Carr playing. That was with him playing. They only won because, some suspect officiated. So naturally, they come in here, they ain't got the bad man, and they only won the last time because of some shaky officiating. For them to beat the Texans at home, when you got Clowney trying to say, look, I'm here, I'm ready. JJ, I done stepped up. And all, and you got Vince Wilfork playing like, look, I'm going to go out. I know I ain't going to last but 2 more years, but I want to ride this sucker. That's a big boy. They're hungry. And, the running back might be back. So the Raiders got a lot going against them. Now, some would say that, but hey, Detroit, they got to play in the cold and go and face the Seattle defense. The Seattle defense ain't the defense that got them to 2 Super Bowls. They are not facing that one. It's all on Big Russ. And, and Big Russell, he been running for his life. Detroit done got their defense together, and Matt, it's time for him to come on. He has shown the man. So Detroit beating the Seahawks, because they the road dogs, it'll be an upset. But the bigger upset will be if somehow, some way, the Raiders, who had to have shaky officiating at the beginning of the season to beat the Texans with a star quarterback, could upset the Texans and win today. First Lady.
Well, I mean, come on. If let's see. I mean, under normal circumstances, if the Raiders had Derek Carr, there would be no way for the Texans to beat the Raiders. However, we're not talking about the Raiders with Derek Carr. We're talking about the Raiders starting Connor Cook. Connor who? Yeah, Connor Cook, a third-string rookie quarterback. Now, if he could rally the Raiders past the Texans, this would be a major upset. I mean, Cook only played his first game ever in the NFL last week against the Broncos, and he scored a touchdown. So the game against the Texans will be his second game. Now, the great thing about Cook, the Texans don't have too much footage on him running his Raiders offense, so it will be difficult for them to prepare for him. Now, on the other hand, the Texans, they have Brock Osweiler as their starting quarterback. And even though he's been awful this year, and trust me, he's been awful, he has playoff experience. So the fact that he has playoff experience definitely gives Texans an advantage at the quarterback position. And the quarterback position is just the most important position during the playoff game. There's no reason the Texans should lose this game. And it really would be a major, major upset if the Raiders win.
All right, you heard it from the First Lady and myself, but we're going to flip the script and defend. Detroit beating the Seahawks would be the bigger upset. Now, I'm looking at this situation, and I'm going, man, Detroit is going into hostile territory. Hostile. A place where the noise level just throws everybody off, the best of teams. And they're facing a Seahawk team that is riled up, angry, ready to beat down. They want to make a statement. And when you talk about experience, they got players up and down the depth chart who have Super Bowl experience. And Detroit got to come in. I'm looking at the coach, and I'm like, man, coach, you and your coordinator, y'all going to have to come up with a mean plan to beat these Seahawks. A mean plan. Now, taking a moment to look at the Raiders, if the Raiders upset and beat the Texans, then that means that the Raiders scored 6 points and the Texans scored 3. Because the Texans defense has kept the scoring down. And yes, that just means the other team just needed to score something. Because the Texans ain't scoring a damn thing. They can't get the ball to Hopkins. They cannot, and then when they do get then that's the only person they can get the ball to. Come on. Now, because I look at the Raiders and I'm going, people are going, well, they got a rookie quarterback. This is gonna be his second game. All he got to do is hand the ball off, because they can run the ball, and make those little short, dinky passes where let the receiver catch it and do the running after, and they will outscore the Texans. It won't be big, but they'll outscore them. Then the other part is that Brock trying to show off. Show that, I'm worth that $70 million. And you know what that's called? Big fix. He gonna throw one. But the Raiders beating the Texans would be an upset because it's a road game and the quarterback. But that would not be surprising. Detroit going into Seattle and beating them boys, them Rough Riders, that would be the bigger upset. First Lady, the fan.
Yeah, Detroit beating the Seahawks in Seattle would be more of a story than the Raiders beating the Texans, because, the Texans and the Raiders right now, they are equal. I would consider them to be of equal playing right now because of the fact that the Raiders are starting that rookie quarterback, and Brock Osweiler is so bad, it evens it out because he's playing like he's a rookie. The Seahawks are more talented than the Lions. They have a better defense than the Lions, and they have a high-power offense with Russell Wilson being a dual threat, running and passing, than Matt Stafford. I mean, the biggest edge for the Seahawks is their fans, and the Lions having to play in CenturyLink Field, which is the noisiest stadium in the NFL. I mean, that would be a big, tall feat for the Lions to win against the Seahawks. And as you indicated, and I just indicated also, the Raiders beating the Texans, it's not really a big deal. It really isn't a big deal at this point in time because, like we said, they're about even right now. So anyway, I really think if that Lions, if they can go into CenturyLink Field and win, that would be a major upset. Matter of fact, that might even put Pete Carroll out of his job because it might be time for him to go if the Detroit Lions limp into his stadium and beat him. So, we'll see. I think that's a real upset.
All right. The First Lady had the last word, and it's time to take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, over to you.
First Lady, we had our giggle to start the show, but we got a little funny. And let's see what we had today. Oh, First Lady, you know, there are times, like I know you like to travel and go to nice places and everything, but First Lady, I got to give you a little warning so that, you know, in your excursions, country singer Brett Eldridge finds snake in a Caribbean hotel toilet. Country singer Brett Eldridge's vacation in the Bahamas took an unusual turn when he discovered a large snake inside the toilet in his hotel room. Eldridge posted a video to Facebook and Instagram showing the snake slithering around inside the toilet bowl before being removed by a man wielding a piece of wood. Quote, before you go to the bathroom, don't forget to look down, Eldridge wrote. The video was taken during Eldridge's vacation on Staniel Cay Island in the Bahamas. Now, First Lady, I don't know. I'm on my little Bahamian, you know, vacation resort. I might have, you know, had a couple of them little, you know, drinks with the little umbrellas on top. And I might need to go, and, you know, I don't know if I would have thought, you know, that it ain't guaranteed I'm going to look fresh all the time.
Oh, you.
Nate. Oh, man. Well,
I don't want to go to that resort.
It's splishing on you. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It. Well, host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Which would be the bigger upset? Miami beating the Steelers or the Giants beating Green Bay? Defend the Giants beating Green Bay. First Lady, this would definitely be a bigger upset than Miami beating the Steelers. For the Giants to go to Lambeau Field a third time and beat a Green Bay Packer team so that they can march forward and advance in the playoffs. I mean, come on. the moon, the stars, breath, spirit, and life, you know, gotta all align for something like that to happen. And you playing the hottest team in the NFL with the hottest quarterback in the NFL on their home turf. So, you know, I get, you know, Miami being able to, going up to cold Pittsburgh and Big Ben and all of that. But them boys got game. They got game. Now, beating them would be an upset, but Pittsburgh got a couple of holes here and there in their game. So, they can be upset. But Green Bay at home, the bad man. Now, I know folks are looking at that Eli Magic. And I'm going, if the Eli Magic return and somehow they upset Green Bay, that would be the bigger upset. First Lady, defend.
Giants beating the Green Bay Packers would be a significant upset. As you indicated, that bad man Aaron Rodgers is the hottest quarterback in the league. And their team, after running the table, man, they are so hot, they're hotter than the 4th of July. I mean, how could the Giants beat the Packers with everything going right now for the Packers? Now, and one thing, the Giants players, they were hanging out in South Beach before the game. And, Eli, he is not the same quarterback from his championship days. So if the Giants could beat the Packers with all these issues and the fact that the team is really sizzling hot, that would be a major, major upset. Now, the Dolphins, they've already beaten the Steelers this year. So they could go into the Pittsburgh Stadium and they can definitely beat the Steelers. They've already shown that they can do it because sometimes, Ben Roethlisberger, he gets hurt and sometimes he just doesn't throw the ball right because he has a lot of interceptions. So the Dolphins have a great defense too. So they can contain Ben Roethlisberger. But with Aaron Rodgers, there really is no quarterback right now hotter than him. So it would be a major, major upset for the Giants to beat the Packers.
All right. We heard the defense on both sides, but this is flipping where we flip the script and defend the opposing view. The bigger upset would be Miami beating the Steelers. Now, First Lady, when I look across and I see the Giants, them upsetting Green Bay, it is an upset because it's at home for Green Bay. The Packers are playing the hottest football in the NFL. But you're talking about two teams with two quarterbacks that have legitimate playoff experience, got Super Bowl rings, who both are coming in with advantages. You got the Giants, their defense is melded. You got Green Bay, their offense is on track. So to me, that's just a battle of two, big boy teams, and somebody got to lose. So I don't get that it would be a big upset for the Giants to beat Green Bay. It would be a bigger media deal because then it would be the storyline would be with the Giants going to face the Patriots for the rematch, round 3. Frazier Ali, the Thriller in Manila. So back from that perspective. But as far as from the teams, you got two teams that, these two, they're both bad boys. Miami going up to cold, frigid Heinz Field playing the Steelers? Now, first off, we're talking about, Miami going up north, and it's supposed to be a cold weekend. Now, I ain't saying, they players can't handle, but when you coming from 80 to 8 below, that acclimation process is in the, better for the home team. The other thing is that Le'Veon, that's a bad man. He in there. You got Big Ben and those great wide receivers, and while they defense got holes, some holes, we talking about Miami. Now, the Dolphins are coming in with their backup quarterback. They got Matt Moe. Now, hey, Matt is reliable, good quarterback, great backup. But, hey, you talking about this is playoff time. And Big Ben, Matt Moe, who is going to get the advantage is going to be Big Ben. It's going to be Big Ben. So, for the Miami Dolphins to come in with the right game plan and beat the Steelers at home, that would be a huge upset. It wouldn't be the headline because of the Giants Green Bay, because if the Giants, they can go and play the Patriots, that storyline. But the Dolphins upset the Steelers, we might have to look at something bigger. That's the bigger upset. First Lady, defend.
Yeah, Miami beating the Steelers would be a major upset because, let's face it, the Steelers have a high-octane power offense with Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Ben Roethlisberger hitting both of them with receptions and everything. I mean, come on now. How can the Dolphins outscore this team? How can they outscore this team and they have their second-string quarterback, Matt Moore, who is playing his first, and I'll say it again, his first playoff game ever. You remember the Dolphins have been so bad that he's never played in a playoff game. So the fact
don't make us remember. Don't make us remember.
I forgot you were a Dolphins fan. But anyway, so the Dolphins upsetting Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. I mean, come on now, that's going to be unheard of. It's too cold there. They're used to that warm weather. That's going to be a major, major upset. And the Green Bay Packers and the Giants game, hey, I think you said it enough. It's just two teams being competitive. It's a pick-em game. So I can't say the Giants beating the Green Bay would be a major upset or vice versa. It's just two competitive teams that are evenly matched playing each other. But the Dolphins, they are definitely not evenly matched with the Steelers. The Steelers just have too much offense for the Dolphins to even consider to win. So it would be a major, major upset for the Dolphins to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
It would be equal to the Texans beating the Patriots. That would be
Hey, they are 10 points. They are 10 points underdogs right now. Which the last time we looked at the line, which is really kind of ridiculous, but that's a lot. So that tells you the wise guys really think it's a crazy upset.
Okay. All right, that's the end of Flip It. And First Lady, take us out here.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Breath, Spirit, and Life on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2. We got the picks and we got the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew. Over to you.
We have another performance from Breath, Spirit, and Life with their album, Flame On. We're going to hear the next track called Tremble.
Still my morning star. Your spirit cold, I go down to my knees. My soul cries out in worship to thee. I come to you, my King, you are. Lord of Lord, you're the source of all. Your Holy Spirit is inside of me. My soul cries out in worship to thee, and I tremble, Lord, before your truth. I tremble, Lord, before your love. I tremble, Lord, before your justice. My soul cries out in worship to you done. Father, Son, Spirit, you're three in one. In Jesus' name, your power through me. My soul cries out in worship to thee, and I tremble, oh Lord, before your truth. I tremble, Lord, before your love. I tremble, Lord, before your majesty. My soul cries out in worship to thee, as I tremble, Lord, before your truth. I tremble, Lord, before your love. I tremble, Lord, before your majesty. My soul cries out in worship to thee. Would you make me tremble? Would you make me tremble?
All right, that was Breath, Spirit, and Life with Trumbull. All right, Ronnie. Oh, excuse me. Where's Ronnie B? I'm calling the producer. He's not here. Spitface.
He's sitting up there with the semi-state girls eating the donut. But I like Trumbull. I like how they putting their music together. You know, they being true to breath, spirit, and life. I think they got some potential. I'm shouting them out.
Yeah, I'm shouting that one out too. And I see what you were saying with the instrumental part of it. The instrumental part of the song is very, very nice and smooth. And like I said, I do like the gentleman who's singing voice. That song is very well put together. Very R&B with jazz infusion type. I really liked it. So that's the end of shout out. If you like what you heard, I'm quite sure you did like what you heard from Breath, Spirited, and Life, you can check them out at breathspiritlife.com. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It's time. It's time for the picks. Dizzy Mac has been looking a little, a little bit scur since his favorite quarterback went down. But the real question is, will I regain my crown? Well, it's starting to look good for me to regain my crown. Let's go over last week's results. Chase actually had the highest points. He had 670,000 points. I had 335,000 points. And Dizzy Mac is going backwards. He had a negative 1,010,000 points.
What was he doing?
That's because Dizzy Mac likes to take that option, and he did not win that option. That option is 700 worth negative 700,000 points if you don't get it. But hey, he's trying to catch me. So let's go to the overall results. I have 6,505,000 points. Chase has moved into second place. He has 1,815,000 points.
Man.
And Dizzy Mac has 1,105,000 points.
Oh man, he started out hot, and man, he has went
but Dizzy
cold.
Mac, I tell you, he keep taking that option.
Starting to look like the Detroit Lions. Okay.
Yeah, Trace and I, we pass on it. So anyway, let's get to the current picks. Who will score more touchdowns? Russell Wilson or the Texans? 550,000 for the correct answer and minus 355,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, I'm going to get this started. Normally, I would go with a team over a quarterback. However, we all know Brock Osweiler can't score a touchdown, so I know Russell Wilson will at least score one touchdown, so definitely going with Russell Wilson. Who is Chase going with?
Now, I looking at it for Chase, see, Russell, the Seahawks can score multiple ways. And because they can score running the ball or passing the ball. So Russell and Russell can score more than one. He can run the ball in himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he has multiple ways, to score. And so he can run the ball in himself or pass it in.
Okay, come on.
What gets tricky is that the Texans playing a Raider quarterback who's a rookie starting. They defense could mess around and get a touchdown, get a pick six or two. But I'm gonna roll with Russell.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a little nervous. Because the Texas defense could mess around. I ain't talking about their offense. Their defense could mess around and get a pick six or two.
Well, shoot. The Oakland Raiders could get a pick six or two also with Brock Osweiler. Okay, let's move along. All right. Who will have more interceptions? The Seahawks defense or the Giants defense? 640,000 for the correct answer, minus 350,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, Chase is going with
Giants.
Really? No, see, I disagree with that because the Giants are playing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has not had an intercepted in several games, So I'm definitely going with the Seahawks because we already know Matt Stafford has the tendency to throw interceptions. So I'm definitely going with the Seahawks defense. All right, and of course we will get Dizzy Max picks later on. Who will have more rushing yards, the Packers or Raiders? 950,000 for the correct answer. Mine is 575,000 for the incorrect answer. Well, with a rookie quarterback, I'm definitely going to go with the Raiders. They're they have a dual. They have off. They usually score both ways, passing yards and rushing yards. But I think they're going to rely heavily on the rushing yards. All right. Spitface, Chase answer is?
The Packers.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Okay. Well, Ty Montgomery has been he was a wide receiver that they converted to a running back. So, yeah, he's been playing well as a running back, but we already know the bad man. He likes to get that ball up in the air. So, anyway, let's move on. Who will have more passing yards? The Steelers or Giants? 525,000 for the correct answer, minus 425,000 for the incorrect answer. All right. Chase is going with?
Chase is going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Yeah, no, I'm going to go with the Steelers also. Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, his total offense could be passing and rushing. So the Dolphins contained him last time. He didn't have 100 yards rushing the last time he played the Dolphins. So, but the thing is, the Giants don't have a running game. So that's the reason why I'm going with the Steelers. Okay, moving along. Who will have more rushing yards? The Texans or Lions? 300,000 for the correct answer, minus 325,000 for the incorrect answer. Well, this one is a toughie. I'm going to say the Lions. Spitface.
Texas.
Texas. He's going with Texas.
Because they want Brock to throw as little as possible.
Now I keep remembering who's their running back. Right now I can't remember.
Let's see. I know they got Blue and somebody else, but
Alfred Blue.
But
there's
the
somebody
Texans,
else.
They do not want Brock throwing the ball.
Now, if I remember, the last time the Texans only had 46 rushing yards. So they don't run the ball that much.
well, now that they concluded that Brock is better, just hand the ball off, hand it off.
Last week they only had 46 rushing yards, so that ain't that much for the Texans. So anyway, moving along, who will have a better QBR? Who will have a better QBR? The producers and the production assistants are getting kind of clever here. This is a new category. Matt Moore or Brock Osweiler? Again, who will have a better QBR? Matt Moore or Brock Osweiler? 300,000 for the correct answer, minus 500,000 for the incorrect answer. All right. What's Chase's answer?
Matt Moore.
Let me tell you something. Anytime we mention any statistics regarding the quarterback, the only statistics that I'll give Brock Osweiler is that he's been sacked more times. That's it. But anything considered with passing, I cannot give him the upper hand. So I'm definitely going with Matt Moore also. Matt Moore is not a bad quarterback, so I know he could be better than Brock Osweiler. Okay, moving along. Who will score more touchdowns, Le'Veon Bell or Aaron Rodgers? 475,000 for the correct answer, minus 425,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, it's up to Chase to go first on this one.
Aaron Rodgers.
So you have Aaron Rodgers scoring more touchdowns than Le'Veon Bell. Well, let's see. Le'Veon Bell scores touchdowns multiple ways. He can rush in and he can receive a pass. But that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, now he's playing the Giants, and Giants defense has stepped up a little bit. This is a toughie question. Well, let me see. You know what? I think it's going to be a battle of the, well, no, I shouldn't even say the battle of the defense because the Packers defense is not great. I'm going to take a chance and a hunch, and I'm going to go with Le'Veon Bell. And Chase has Aaron Rodgers. You know, I am so far ahead, I can take a chance with that one. My instinct is telling me to go with Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, okay. All right. We're up to the optional pick. There will be at least 2 missed field goals. 950,000 for the correct answer, minus 700,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, is Chase in it or passing?
Chase is going for the option. There will be at least 2 missed field goals.
Yes. All right. I was going to get into this one. Well, I know the Texans field goal kicker, he hasn't been doing that well. I'm going to say yes also. I'm going to go with yes on this one. I think there could be 2 missed field goals. So it's been a while since I've been on I've taken the optional. So we will see. Like I said, I'm playing with house money right now. So we'll see how we do. All right, it's time for our bold predictions for this week. Spitface, what is your bold prediction?
Tony Romo will land with the Cleveland Browns.
What? Tony Romo will be with the Cleveland Browns?
With the Cleveland Browns.
Now, you're right. That is a bold prediction. My bold prediction will be that Tom Brady, in his first playoff game, will get injured and will not be available for the rest of the season. Now, I don't want to wish that on him, but that's my bold prediction. Something is going to go wrong for the Patriots, so that's my bold prediction. I hope it doesn't happen, but we will definitely see. All right, well, this is the end of Bras, Panties, and Sports. We have a performance from, I apologize. Who do we have a performance from? We have a performance from a poetic performance at the end of the show. So please enjoy it. This has been Cheryl Smith and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.
You are my sunshine on a cloudy day. The finest sculptor's hands couldn't capture your essence with the most expensive clay. Simply because your beauty starts internally, and my love ain't going nowhere, I am yours for eternity. I want you to be that Proverbs 31 type of woman who can overcome any obstacle and never be fazed. A lady who understands that charm is deceitful and beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. I want to give you that agape love that First Corinthians speak of, that is patient, kind, and that will never end. I want you to be a strong-minded sister, the Mrs. to my Mr., the Mia to my Remus. A woman who keeps her eyes on the prize and never lets jealousy come between us. You see, my heart was barren like Sarah's womb until love was conceived, and you made me believe that we could coexist and do this. When I think of how much you cared for me and feel that empty space, I first given honor to God for His amazing grace. You see, I was a lonely man, afraid of rejection, lacking direction, until you came along and, following the tracks of my tears, wrapped me in your arms and showed me love and affection. Je ne te quitterai jamais et je t'aimerai toujours. Translation, I will love you forever and leave you never. The Lord revealed you to me in a dream. That's how I know we're meant to be together. I can't wait for that day when you're walking down that aisle, wearing the most elegant dress, the same colors, your smile, as we take our bows and look into each other's eyes. My mind fast forwards to waking up to a blessing every time the sun rises. Now there will be some challenges along the way. The devil will try to attack us without warning. We may not even see him coming. But I'd rather have bad times with you than good times with another woman. Before I could blink, He blessed me with you, and that's exceeding abundantly above all that I could ever ask or think. Ever since the day I met you, you filled my world with so much love. I prayed for a soulmate, and He sent me a blessing down from up above. My love, I want you to know that I've missed you since birth. Also that I am a real man who understands a woman's worth. Sweet lady, it is your love that I hunger. And I'm willing to wait forever, because what doesn't kill me can only make me stronger. I have been denied the pleasure of your presence, so make yourself seen. And I know your heart can hear me because my pulse is racing. So I'll be waiting for you at the beginning of every morning and at the end of every day. I can't wait for our souls to collide. My beautiful bride, my fictitious fiancé.